Hello and welcome to Cozy Space Living. If you're new here, I'm so happy you found us. Today, we're diving into the world of eclectic interior design, and we've got some creative tips to transform your small apartment into a vibrant and cozy space. Whether you live in a tiny city studio or a cozy one-bedroom, this video is packed with ideas that will help you make the most of your space. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of our future apartment inspiration videos. And if you like the content, please give it a thumbs up and drop a comment to share your thoughts with us. We love hearing from you. Now, let's dive into how you can create an eclectic interior that blends different colors and styles while keeping things cozy and inviting. Stick with me through the entire video, and you'll have all the tips you need to elevate your space. Eclectic design is all about mixing different styles, colors, and textures to create a space that's uniquely yours. This style gives you the freedom to combine items you love from various design periods, genres, and cultures. The idea is to curate a collection of furniture and decor that work together harmoniously, even if they're not from the same style. One of the great things about eclectic design is that there are no strict rules. You can blend modern with vintage, minimalism with bohemian, or industrial with rustic, and still create a cohesive look. The key is to have a balance and ensure that every element feels intentional rather than chaotic. In a small apartment, eclectic design is a fantastic choice because it allows you to express your personal style in a way that feels expansive and lively. Let's explore how to bring this fun and flexible design style into your own home. When working with an eclectic design, selecting a color palette is essential. A good color scheme will create unity and prevent the space from feeling too disjointed. Start by choosing one or two base colors and then add pops of contrasting shades throughout the space. For example, you might choose neutral tones like beige or gray as your base, and then layer vibrant colors like mustard yellow or teal. Don't be afraid to mix warm and cool tones in your color scheme. The goal is to create contrast, but make sure the colors complement each other. The key is to find a balance where the bold colors stand out without overwhelming the space. Add some metallic accents like gold or brass to elevate the palette and bring in a touch of luxury. In a small apartment, using color thoughtfully can help open up the space and create a sense of flow. A well-chosen palette can make the room feel larger and more inviting, no matter how small it is. You'll be surprised how powerful the right colors can be. One of the hallmarks of eclectic design is the bold use of patterns and textures. Don't shy away from mixing stripes, florals, geometric prints, and plaids. The secret is to combine patterns of different scales and styles so they don't compete for attention. For example, a large floral pattern on a couch can pair well with smaller, more subtle geometric prints on pillows. Textures are just as important as patterns. Think of pairing soft velvet cushions with leather chairs, or a wool rug with a sleek metal coffee table. The contrast of hard and soft materials adds depth and interest to the room. You can even mix different materials within the same piece, like a wooden chair with a fabric cushion. In a small apartment, mixing patterns and textures is a great way to add personality and keep the space from feeling too plain or minimal. Just remember to create balance. Too many bold patterns can overwhelm the space, so it's important to introduce texture as a way to create visual interest without chaos. A key element in eclectic design is the use of statement furniture pieces. These are unique, often bold items that become the focal points of a room. Think of a vintage velvet armchair in a bold color, or an antique wooden coffee table with intricate carvings. These pieces don't have to match anything else in the room, but they should still fit into the overall vibe. In a small apartment, statement furniture can help define different areas within a single room. A bold bookshelf or colorful sofa can anchor a space and make it feel more cohesive. Don't be afraid to go big with a single item, as it can really bring personality to the room and make it feel more homey. When selecting statement pieces, think about mixing different eras and styles. A mid-century modern chair can pair beautifully with an industrial-style lamp or a boho rug. The contrast of these pieces brings energy to the space while keeping it grounded in a consistent theme. Rugs are a great way to add warmth and comfort to your small apartment. In an eclectic space, don't be afraid to layer rugs of different sizes, textures, and patterns. You can place a large neutral rug down first and then layer smaller, patterned rugs on top for added depth and interest. When layering rugs, keep in mind that it's important to mix textures rather than just patterns. A woven rug layered with a plush, shaggy one can add a cozy and inviting feel to the space. If you're working with contrasting patterns, be sure to keep the color scheme consistent to avoid overwhelming the space. Layering rugs also helps define different areas in open-plan living spaces. If your apartment is a studio or has an open layout, you can use rugs to create the illusion of separate spaces, like a cozy reading nook or a dining area, within the same room. Art is another way to inject personality into your space. In an eclectic apartment, you can mix traditional framed prints with modern abstract art or even add sculptures, wall hangings, or tapestries. Don't be afraid to hang art that has personal meaning to you, whether it's travel souvenirs, family photos, or abstract paintings. To keep your art collection cohesive, focus on color or theme. If you have a colorful accent wall, choose art that complements those tones. Or if you prefer a more minimalist approach, select art pieces with a common style or motif, like abstract shapes or botanical prints. Art doesn't always have to hang on the wall either. You can display smaller pieces on shelves, mantels, or even on the floor. Adding art to your space in unexpected ways will make it feel even more eclectic and creative. Eclectic design thrives on the contrast between old and new elements. Mixing vintage or antique items with modern furniture and decor creates a dynamic and interesting look. For example, an antique mirror might look stunning above a sleek, contemporary console table, or a vintage armchair can be paired with a modern side table. This mix of old and new helps to tell a story. It brings in a sense of history and nostalgia, while also staying current with modern trends. In a small apartment, incorporating these contrasts can help make the space feel layered and more expansive. When pairing old and new, try to balance the visual weight of each item. A heavy vintage bookshelf might need a more lightweight modern sofa to create harmony in the room. The combination of both will add visual interest and texture to your apartment. When it comes to making your apartment feel cozy, textiles are your best friend. Throw blankets, cushions, and curtains are all key elements of eclectic design. Use them to add softness and warmth to your space. Layering different fabrics like linen, velvet, and cotton will create a tactile experience that makes the room feel inviting and lived in. Textiles are also a great way to bring in color and texture without committing to large, permanent pieces of furniture. You can easily swap out cushions or throws to update your space or give it a new seasonal vibe. Try mixing fabrics with bold prints to enhance the eclectic feel of the room. In a small apartment, textiles can be especially useful in adding comfort and creating zones of relaxation. A plush throw on your sofa or a cozy blanket on a bed can make the space feel more homely and welcoming. Don't forget about curtains. Use them to add warmth and texture while framing your windows beautifully. Lighting is crucial in an eclectic apartment. The right lighting can set the mood and bring out the best in your colors and textures. Start by layering your lighting sources, including overhead lights, task lights, and accent lights. Think chandeliers, pendant lamps, table lamps, and wall sconces. The key is to play with light temperatures and create variety. For example, a warm, dimmable pendant light over a dining area can create a cozy, intimate vibe, while a bright desk lamp can be functional in a work nook. You can even add LED lights behind shelves or under furniture for subtle, ambient lighting. In a small space, lighting can help make the room feel larger or more inviting. Consider using mirrored light fixtures to reflect light and create the illusion of more space. The combination of different lighting layers can truly bring your eclectic design to life. Plants are a must-have in any eclectic space. They bring life and vibrancy to a room, especially in a small apartment. From large floor plants like fiddle leaf figs to smaller plants in unique planters, greenery adds texture and color while purifying the air. Choose plants that suit the style of your space. You can mix modern planters with vintage pots, or go for an eclectic approach with plants in different shapes and colors. Don't be afraid to experiment with plant varieties, as different textures and heights can add layers of interest. In a small apartment, plants can make the space feel more connected to nature. Hanging plants, vertical gardens, or small potted plants placed on shelves and tables can fill empty corners and bring an organic touch to the room. Plus, they're a great way to soften the industrial look of concrete or metal furniture. Eclectic design is all about making the space feel personal. Add personal touches that reflect who you are and what you love. This could be a vintage collection of books, a treasured family heirloom, or a set of unique souvenirs from your travels. These personal items not only make the space feel like home, but also tell your story. Place these pieces in unexpected areas of the room, like on bookshelves or as part of a gallery wall. The more meaningful your items are, the more cohesive your eclectic design will feel. By mixing personal items with the eclectic style, your apartment will feel like an extension of you. Personal touches help to tie together diverse pieces, making the room truly unique. A small apartment doesn't mean you have to sacrifice style. In fact, small spaces can be the perfect canvas for eclectic design because they allow for a more curated, intentional approach. Focus on creating a few impactful moments, whether it's a statement piece of furniture, a bold color on the walls, or a unique collection of art. In small spaces, it's important to be strategic about your design choices. Use multifunctional furniture that works with your lifestyle, like a sofa bed or a foldable dining table. Incorporating multi-use pieces will keep the space feeling open and adaptable, while still allowing you to express your eclectic style. Don't be afraid to let your personality shine. With thoughtful planning and a little creativity, you can create a cozy and stylish apartment that feels much larger than it is. The key is finding the right balance between design and functionality. In a small apartment, storage is essential, but it doesn't have to be boring. Opt for storage solutions that complement your eclectic style, such as decorative baskets, open shelving, or vintage trunks. These pieces not only serve as functional storage, but also add personality to your space. Try to incorporate storage into furniture pieces. For example, an ottoman that doubles as a coffee table or a bed with built-in drawers can help keep your space organized without sacrificing style. In an eclectic design, clutter can detract from the overall look, so make sure your storage solutions are both practical and stylish. Invest in items that can help you keep things neat while still reflecting your unique taste. In eclectic design, playing with scale is a fun way to create visual interest and break traditional rules. Combine large, statement furniture pieces with smaller, more delicate ones. For example, a huge sectional sofa can be balanced with a tiny side table or a large, dramatic chandelier above a small dining table. When working with scale, the idea is to create contrast and surprise. A mix of large and small furniture pieces helps to keep the space dynamic and exciting. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. In a small apartment, playing with scale can also help the space feel more open and balanced. When the furniture is well proportioned, it creates a sense of harmony, even if the pieces themselves are quite different. And there you have it, our guide to creating a cozy, eclectic apartment. I hope these tips have inspired you to bring new life to your space and experiment with mixing colors, styles, and textures. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to Cozy Space Living for more apartment inspiration, and make sure to give us a thumbs up. We'd love to hear how you're incorporating eclectic design into your own home. Leave a comment below with your favorite design tip or any questions you might have. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thanks for watching, and remember, your apartment is your space to express who you are. So make it cozy, make it vibrant, and most importantly, make it yours. See you next time.